Welcome back to Wisconsin, family. We're here at Bachmann Pools and Spas and having ourselves a good time. What do you think?
We're having a blast. It's great in here.
It's sure a good time of year to think about warming up in a hot tub, but you know, I could see doing it all year round, and they have some other things here as well that we're going to learn about. We are joined now by Fred and Kiya Bachmann, and thank you so much for having us here today. We've enjoyed ourselves.
Thanks for coming.
Well, what a great space. Justin and I stopped by before the filming today to check it out, and you guys have a really unique story and history, and I want to share that a little bit with viewers at home. So talk a little bit about this. This is a great place to reconnect, a really rich family history, isn't it?
Well, I started the business when I was in my early 20s, and we've been located here on South Stoughton Road since 1987. When I started the business, I did it because, I mean, who doesn't like hot tubs when you're in your mid-20s? It was a party, right? A lot of fun. And then as I got into my 30s, I was a sort of a weekend amateur athlete warrior, and I used it for recovery. As I got into my 40s and we were raising our daughter, it was a great place to reconnect. I mean, I know a lot of people don't sit around the dinner table anymore, and we're guilty of that, but you know, when you sit in a hot tub and you reconnect with your family, connect, you know, it's more of a positive atmosphere. And we raised a great kid, and I attribute a lot of that to owning a hot tub and using it regularly.
Hot tub time.
Hot tub time. And, you know, now that I'm in my 50s, well, my wife and I use it to reconnect at night a lot, but I use it every morning. It's a ritual for me.
You guys seem really laid back. Everybody's so just chill here. That's what's so awesome.
I love how your sort of uses for hot tubs have changed throughout the years and with your history and your family, and that's really a neat picture because there are so many uses for it throughout different ways, you know, times in life. And you're right, what a nice way to just sit down and have some quiet time with your loved ones, and I love that. I think it's a really nice story.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about some logistics of owning a hot tub, because I think the thing that's on a lot of people's minds when they're considering whether or not they want to get a hot tub is long-term, how do I make sure that the water is safe to go in? I mean, caring for the water. Can you talk a little bit about, did you have any tips for people that are thinking about that?
Well, they've come a long way in water care. They now have it's called an ACE saltwater system. And one thing Hot Springs always says is you can go pillow to pillow, meaning, you know, in the years past, and I can tell you this, I've owned them for years. After you take a hot tub, you know, a decade or 2 decades ago, you felt like you needed to take a shower before you go to bed. But with the new water care system, you really don't. You feel, you get out, you're clean, you don't feel like you need to take a shower.
You didn't take a shower.
Pillow to pillow is
pillow to pillow. All right.
Well, and I also, you know, with swimming pools as well, I have this sort of corny story I tell people. It's an analogy where you look at the water in a hot tub or swimming pool as a battlefield, and you got good guys and bad guys. And I mean, I'm not going to go through this now. It's a 2-3 minute story, but every customer that I've shared it with has told me that it makes it a lot easier for them to understand if you're not a chemist. It, you know, it just makes it easier.
So come on down to Bachmann and ask Fred to tell you the story.
The corny story.
Corny story. I love that. Okay. So obviously you've got a huge selection of hot tubs here for all kinds of sizes and needs and what folks are looking for. But one thing that I'm very excited for, because I have been reading a lot about these, is the infrared sauna. So you have saunas, but you also have infrared saunas, and I feel like this is sort of a trend in that, you know, everything starts sort of on the coast, right, and works their way in. And a lot of folks are sort of starting to get the infrared saunas and why they're so important. So share with us what they are.
Well, same with the hot tub. It's raising your core temperature. Dr. Oz endorses saunas primarily, and they probably work the best to quickly raise your core temperature. Doing that, you're tricking your body, putting it into fever mode. And when you go into fever mode, your body creates more white blood cells. And white blood cells are your defense mechanism against disease and illness.
Interesting.
And so if you do that on a regular basis, you're healthier.
Right. And essentially, my understanding is it's helping you to eliminate a lot of those toxins that get stuck in your skin
Yep.
over years because, I mean, we're using all kinds of products that have chemicals in them throughout our day-to-day lives. The food that we eat, unfortunately, is no longer clean oftentimes, and this is a wonderful way to really rejuvenate yourself. And there's a lot of studies out there that are showing different things. I think the research is coming along as time goes on.
Well, our son-in-law is a firefighter, and he was just telling me last night that the rate for cancer for firefighters, because of all the toxins they're exposed to, is twice as high as the normal person.
Wow.
And so saunas are something that's being prescribed to firefighters as a way of protecting themselves.
Wow.
And what's interesting is you think of these products as you need to go somewhere and pay to use it or something like that, and you can do that, but it's actually really affordable to have one in your home. And if you're going to be using it regularly, which I think is recommended, then why not have one where you can just relax it's in the comfort of your home.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about some of the brands that you carry here, specifically when it comes to hot tubs. What are the brands that have been sort of the tried and true over the years?
I've been with Hot Springs since the beginning.
Hot Springs, okay.
Hot Springs Spas since 1985. You know, we've had other brands of hot tubs over the years, but there's really none, in my opinion, that they stand behind the product better. They've been the leading edge. They are the #1 selling brand of hot tubs in the world. They've got dealers in 42 countries.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's my opinion. I mean, I am obviously biased, but it's
Yeah.
They're the leaders in the industry.
It's the only one I would own.
Right. Okay. That's good. That's good to hear. And then I want to make sure that we get this in before. This is sort of a little segue. I want to make sure we get this in before we go here. You've been in the industry for 32 years, and you've worked with your wife for I think most of that time. What's that been like? How's that story?
It's been for 20 years. Yeah, it's
20 years,
been.
okay.
Maybe we should ask Kiya how it's been.
Yeah. It's interesting. You say much, Kiya.
Actually, it's really good. We have a really good balance.
Yeah.
He does a lot of the outside, the pools, the hot tubs, the building, the construction side. Also with the customer interactions, I'm inside the store more, the employees and the customers on the one-on-one basis. So it works out really good.
Yeah,
Good
well, it's a
team
really
out there.
special thing when you're able to work with your spouse and do it for so long. So obviously you guys have a wonderful business and working relationship, and also what great staff here. Justin and I, like I mentioned earlier, popped in earlier last week, and you know, your folks know their stuff and are really welcoming. So it's a great place to be.
Absolutely.
It feels good.
And take advantage of what they know.
Yeah.
They do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for
Yes,
having
thank you,
us
guys.
here.
Yeah,
It's been
thank
just
you.
a wonderful time. Come on and check them out here, Bachmann Pools and Spas. This is Fred and Kiya Bachmann. So thank you very much for having us. Thanks to all of our guests for joining us. Thank you for watching. Please join us next time on Wisconsin Family.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine.